that works out. We're gonna give it a shot out here. I was getting some bites on the popar in this kind of weather earlier, so hopefully this wind's got this stuff moved out where I can fish it over here where I really want to fish it. We're gonna give it a shot. Oh, I'm gonna put my phone in my pocket though because it's hot out here and I don't want to be overheating. I'm going with my big boy. I got a few bites on it later in the afternoon earlier. So we're shooting for, we're gunning for big ones this evening. Probably won't get nothing. I'm gonna do this for just a little while, and if don't do any good, I'm gonna go back to where I caught some fish on the jerkbait yesterday and see if those fish are still going. We got a south wind, which is good. That ought to fire them right on up over here. Come on, there we go. All right. So maybe a little bit more wind than what we need for this, but we're gonna give it a shot. I've caught fish with it like this before, but when I have, it's been, water's been a little bit dirtier. Right, well, I'm sorry, more clouds. Ooh. Wind's a whipping. Now, yes, I did something right. I got a little cut on my finger, and I had a band-aid, and I took it off when I went back to the room, let it air out a little bit, and I had forgotten that I put some of these back in my pocket just in case I forgot to do that. And there it is. Good job for pre-planning. There's some good looking grass down there. I need to see if there's some good looking bass to go with it. We got no eelgrass excuse right now. What in the world? All right. Ooh, I can tell you this though, I'm gonna have to do a little leaning right now because my back's a little bit sore. Backlash out here. There it goes. Alright, we're going to go in a little shallower here. We're going to make a shallow pass. Woo. I can stand up. There's some little lanes to this stuff, and I'm curious if they get in these lanes and use them to ambush stuff as it goes through. I'm gonna give it a shot. I know yesterday I had a good fish up in there blow up on me. I'm gonna try that again. That's where I'm actually headed. I'm gonna get up in some of this stuff a little bit where it's a little bit protected and see if we can get some that are oh, it all looks so good in here. This is with this blowing like this, I'm working my way towards these gaps in these islands. Like blowing my phone up. Hey, man. Down from what it was yesterday. Hard to tell. We're gonna work our way over to these little areas in between these two islands. We got some good looking little lanes in here. I caught a couple of fish in here the other day. Of course, I was seeing some gizzard shad running through. Maybe they'll be in here where it tightens up a little bit. There's a good hard line right there. And with it, some good eelgrass. Something hits me right through here, I'm gonna have to crank on them because this is real thick stuff down there. Speaking of cranking on them, there we go. All right, we got a little guy. All right, come here. All right, first one of the evening. Not the fish we want, but the fish we got. It's a start. He was hungry going after that big old popper. I see some stuff a little bit further out. I'm gonna go out, work my way out just a little bit deeper here. See if there might be something out there on the edge. It just seems like it might be a little bit better deal trying to catch them on the edge. Okay, come on. Whew. Hard to hold the boat out here in this wind. I'm doing the best I can with what I got. A little bit behind that island now, so it's a little bit better than it was. I'm just not feeling any of the big bass on the top water love that I was hoping for. Come down to Guntersville, you're supposed to catch them everywhere. It's supposed to be a an oasis of big bass. Throw your lure out there and they jump on it every cast. The important thing here is that we didn't get skunked. We came out here and we caught one right off almost. Disappointed I wasn't able to see them early in the week when there was clouds in the sky. And a little bit of rain would come through every day. That's all right. You gotta do what you can with the conditions that are given to you. I'm just looking for that dark horse. That dark horse candidate to blow up on my bait. Sometimes you just gotta find the right line. Sometimes you're working an inside line when you need to be working an outside line, or vice versa. That's what I'm doing now, is I'm kind of moving out to a little bit more of an outside line. Probably where I should have stayed to begin with, but man, where are these waves coming from? I'm about to make a move and go try where I was catching this fish on the jerkbait yesterday. Cause this is just, it's a little bit busy for my liking. Maybe I come back out here when this dies down just a little bit and it'll be a little bit better. Fish back behind this island just a little bit and then we're gonna make a move. Find some hopefully calmer water. Hopefully that wind direction doesn't mess up over there with some eelgrass. That's the only thing I'm really worried about over there is just that if it does, I got an idea of something we could try. Thanks, Alan. If you ever make it down this way, give me a shout and we'll see if we can make it happen. To get. I don't know what I was hanging up in over there, but I was definitely hanging up in some stuff. Oh, let me get at least one good bite coming through here, man. Someone's got to come up here and smack that thing at some point. Couldn't believe how many bass I had hit this thing. I mean, it wasn't a whole lot, but I had 4 or 5 good ones hit it right there around lunchtime today on this one little hump that I was out there messing with. Come on, let's get a biggie. Come on. We finally got a little bit of some calm water, and we got eelgrass. Making a move. It's gonna be a pretty good run. We're going into Spring Creek, so just bear with me, and we'll get there. We'll get there as quick as we can. Got a pro tip for y'all: if you got some ice water this time of year, throw your little buff in that thing and it'll cool it right off. You get a little instant jolt of cold there. Takes my breath away normally. Ooh. But it is very much refreshing. It is the definition of refreshing. And it's 90-something degrees, so I'm gonna have the water too on my ride. get a few waves splashing. Oh yeah, there they go. Spring Creek. And if you turn this one underneath this bridge, I'm guessing. Oh shit! Got a jet ski coming up behind me. What's up, Almoner? What's up, Almoner? This is it's just a 25. It's a 25 Mercury. All right, so this is where I was the other day. There's a couple of little points that go down through here, and there was just a lot of bait. There was a lot of bait working down through here, and there were a few decent bass, but it wasn't real windy like this. But I would hope that this wind just makes it better. It ought to. I was kind of getting up next to it and kind of parallel it. Well, 45 to parallel. Look at that. But it wasn't this point, it was the next point on the back side of it. Got a couple of nice ones. But caught a few fish in between, and there wasn't really any rhyme or reason why they were here, so just working down the bank. Maybe this little bit of chop will help us out. Make a good thing even better. And these fish right through here, I'm pretty sure they don't see a whole lot of pressure, because there's not a whole lot to hold them other than just this rock bank. There's no grass really growing up over here, which is strange to me. And we do have a lot of crud on the surface right here. It looks like just some algae that's probably getting knocked off these rocks. So I'm gonna work this jerkbait some, and since it's so windy, I'm gonna throw a spinnerbait a little bit, and we'll just see what happens. If I can stand up. We got some tubers out there, so that always adds an extra level of difficulty to the game. Come on now, there we go. Fish a little spinnerbait for a few minutes, give my arm a break. Fish this up till we get to that little bend up there, and then we'll go back to our jerk. Can't believe we hadn't had at least one little bite right here after I had so many bites here yesterday. I think I might have just had a bite right there. Something ticked it anyway. Alright, back to the jerk bait. No, I'm not using Starlink. No rainbow trout. We're in Guntersville. It's all bass. Yeah, and yes, the boat is very stable for its size. I've never really had any issues where I felt unsafe in it. And I've done a little bit of inshore salt water, a little bit of, and I mean this lake, this is a big hairy lake. It gets nasty out here, and it just kind of bounces over the waves. It doesn't do like heavier bass boats and stuff where you come crashing down. It just kind of hops right across the top. It's not the driest boat in the world though. I did take a little bit of a shower on the way over here from the waves. So, I haven't had any bites yet. I'm wondering if this is a deal where the wind actually makes things worse. You don't hear about that happening very often, but some places just kind of get blown out and they just don't do good. Maybe this is one of those places. But we're not up to the juice yet, so hope spring's eternal. Maybe I need to fish a little bit off. I don't know. Alright, starting to see a little bit of some little bitty minnows going through here, so and it could just be that these fish just run up and down this thing and I just happened to hit it right yesterday. Who knows? There he is. I don't know what we got, but it feels like a decent one. Not a monster. Alright, come here. Alright, come here. Little guy. He hit it like a big one though. Alright. There. That trip was worth it. Even more worth it if these jets or these tubers and stuff get a little tired and wouldn't that be nice? At least it's not a wakeboard boat, I guess. Alright, we got one out here. Let's try for another. No, I don't know later bassing. Ooh. I don't know, Alan. I don't know if I'd be running it in those Great Lakes or not. Might be all right, but it is pretty low in the back. Oh my goodness. Well, I got here. I'm getting sloshed. I got right here to my little area, and then everybody decided they wanted to come out and party. That little guy. Oh, that's one that'll stick a hook in your hand quick. He's fat. Little spotted bass. I'll have my pliers out. Well, let's try that. There we go. 2 bites. Huh. Oh, here we go. Oh, that's bass guy. He's having all kinds of trouble out there. Trim it down, let that V hull break those waves. No size over here, huh? I'm just gonna fish up that next point and then I'm gonna turn around, run back down this real quick, and then we're going back to where we came from. Ooh, it's busy. It's really not even that busy. A lot of this is just the wind. Oh, okay. Well, it was pleasant yesterday when it was calm. I'm just taking my time down through here, just making nice casts. Today it's trying to stay alive. Oh, Don, I'm gonna tell you, nothing on this lake to me is as bad as anything on Chickamauga. This lake, you don't get anywhere near as many yachts. You don't get anywhere near as many pleasure boaters either. I know there's, oh, there we go. Oh, little guy. All right, there you go. You know, getting near the pleasure boaters. I mean, there's some guys out here that like, especially that lower end of Chickamauga is a zoo on the weekends, an absolute zoo. This lake is a zoo, but it's only a zoo with bass fishermen. And a lot of these bridges you can't even get a wakeboard boat under, so they don't. You can at least get away from them if you really want to. I'm not sure you can get a wakeboard boat under the Browns Creek Bridge. Or pontoon for that matter, I don't know. Turn. Oh. Another little guy, not getting anything of any size this evening. But getting some bites, we'll take them. Not what we're looking for. Completely ruining my credibility. I said they were good ones and catching nothing but small ones, so can't be trusted. Alright, enough of that for the moment. Let's work back down with a little spinner bait for a few minutes, and then we'll call an audible on what we need to do next. I think what we're going to do is what we've been doing and go back. Maybe this wind will lay down just a little bit, and we can go back to where we started, and they'll just be all over the topwater. That's my goal. I've never ever fished here in the evening, so I have no idea what these fish. I suspect they do just like everywhere else, where they There's a big old dead, I think that's a bass out there, or like a 5-pounder. Probably a tournament casualty. All this wind has made this, got a little churned up around these rocks, man. There ought to be some fish on these rocks. I had one jacket just in. That was a bite. You can come back. Just one of those deals, I guess. If you make enough casts, sooner or later you might get a bite. Just too bad he didn't get it. Trying to catch up here. There's no tournament, I'm just fishing. This is just how I do it. Well, I'm sure there's probably plenty of tournaments tonight. But I'm just down here just goofing around and seeing what happens. Pick that jerk bait out up again here in just a second. One more cast with this and then we'll see. This water as far as not as dirty right here for some reason. I'm not sure what, maybe it's coming off those points. That's all I can think of. Interesting. The water's not dirty further away from that point, so maybe it just is riding down on one side of the bank. I don't know. It's actually a little bit easier to hold the boat going with the current. Usually it's the other way around. For me anyway, usually it's easier for me to go into the wind versus with the wind. I got the right kind, I guess, where I can just work down this bank a little easier. Should have done this to begin with. We can get about we can get us a good one commit to this thing at some point. I'm on them. I'm doing my best, guys. We're out here battling this wind and boat waves. I'm supposed to get one right through here somewhere. No takers. No takers. What's up? Got just a little bit of shade right through here too now starting to form. Shade can be a real big deal this time of year. It's real close to the bank, so I'm not sure if it'll come into play at all, but I'm making sure to get my bait right up against the bank, and maybe there'll be something right there ready to snatch it up. Except for that cast was awful. Let this boat drift a little closer to the bank and keep my bait a little bit more in a parallel, a little bit more of a parallel posture here. I just don't feel like there's a whole lot going to be going on more than 10 or 12 feet off this bank. Not a whole lot going on within 12 feet of the bank either, but normally I fish crankbaits over something like this, but I'm just, I have one hit it right there. I'm just trying something different. Little guy probably, just snatched it right next to the boat. If I have that happen one more time, I'm gonna have to put, I don't have any trailer hooks with me. I didn't bring my spinnerbait box. I'm just gonna have to deal with it. I'm just gonna have to continue missing fish. Maybe I can get one that's big enough to actually give this thing a good run for the money. Yeah, it is a live well in the middle. I've got it disabled, so I just use it for storage. My tackle is a 1/2 ounce, just a homemade spinnerbait with a 3.5 willow on the front and a 4.5 on the back. 20-pound fluorocarbon. I use Red Label. I'm using a heavy action glass rod and just a 5.5 to 1 Sitica, old school Shimano Sitica. I find that anything more than like a 5.5, 5.6, you're just reeling it in a little bit too fast for my liking most of the time. Thank God, it's a little. This is a pretty good spinnerbait combo for me. It's got some good muscle to, pull fish out of grass if I need to, and a lot of times you get bigger fish on a spinnerbait, and you got a little bit better control over everything. It casts the heavier weight stuff real good. I like glass for reaction baits a lot of times. I just feel like it lets the fish get the bait a little bit more before you feel them. That may be a fallacy, but it works for me. I use glass rods when I'm square billing and stuff like that too. This boat is called a Bass Cat Felix, P-H-E-L-I-X, and it was just a boat motor and had a little saltwater trolling motor on when I got it, and I did all the rest of the rigging. So if you're looking for them, that's what it's called. Now I'm starting to get that stuff on my bait every cast. And that will not do. A little bit closer to the angle I want right there. I like to get right up against these things sometimes. But now I'm a little bit wary of casting too close because there's all this stuff right up against the bank. Yeah, we're gonna fish up to this point and then we are heading back across. I'm gonna go battle the wind on the other side of the lake again. I think I'm gonna go inside those islands and see if we can find just a little bit calmer water. I got an idea of an area I can go to that might be a little bit protected, that may actually have some fish in it. Yeah, see, now we're getting that dirty water right through here again. I can't believe there wasn't at least one come up and pop that thing. Probably should have been cranking. Oh well. I tried a little bit of a crankbait yesterday. I didn't get any bites on it. Take a few more casts with the jerk and then we're out of here. Unless we catch some fish. And then we'll stick around. Yeah, I don't know what the nature of your disability is, almoner, but this is a little bit of a hard boat to get in and out of, and it's definitely a hard boat to launch and put back on the trailer by yourself. I don't know what would be best for that. I know we had a guy we had a guy when I worked at a marina. He had some kind of, I think he was a Secret Serviceman, and he had a deal where he got paralyzed, and he ended up buying a pontoon and putting a trolling motor with an automatic deploy on it, and it worked out real good for him. I see him out there sometimes. And he kept it at the marina, so he didn't have to launch it and everything, and it also had like a little ramp, so he was in a wheelchair, and he could wheel himself aboard. Worked out good for him. So that's just some things to think about. You know, you gotta launch it and put it back on the boat. If you've got somebody to help you with that, that's a bonus. And then getting in and out of it can be difficult. If you get a trolling motor like I've got, if you don't have any problems getting in and out of the boat and launch it and everything, you can get a trolling motor like I got, and you can just sit in the back and remote control it around wherever you want. Or you can get one of these foot pedals. They got a real long cord on them too. And you can do all that. I think it's called an Ulterra, and they make a saltwater version too. I'm not sure what it's called, but they self-deploy. My buddy was saying that he'd like to have one like this for flounder fishing, where he could sit in the back and just kind of do his thing, just kind of jig and troll along. And never have to get out of his seat to move around. All right, I've had enough of this. Let's go fight some eelgrass. Everybody excited about some eelgrass fighting? Are there? I don't even know which one's the 431 bridge is. Is that Browns Creek? Is that the back of Spring Creek? Or is it both? I'm not from here, so I don't know what road's what. But I'm just out here fiddling around. I put in a seat bolt today, and I had some good bites, but I couldn't hook up with any of them. I caught 5 or 6 first thing in the morning on top water, and then I went out in the river and messed around and got a few bites. Okay. I got you, Tennessee River. All right, I'm gonna dip my little buff in the water, cool it down, and then I'm gonna go back to where we were doing the top wheezy a little while ago. I don't like doing bridge fishing, and it's deep and it's windy, and it's just, I'll fish against some riprap or something, but sitting underneath that thing trying to find a fish on a fish finder, man, it's just not fun for me. I like to fish targets. I grew up on White's Lake. It's all target fishing over there. All right. All right, let's go. Stupid foam fell in the water. Let me get the case off, get it all dried off here. All right. Whew. Yeah, Almoner, this is a good it is a good setup for fuel economy. I've been fishing twice today. I used about a gallon, maybe 2 gallons, and I've gone, I don't know, I think it probably gets about I think it probably gets 10 to 15 miles a gallon. I don't have a lot of I don't have, stutter it out there a little bit. It's kind of going where we're shut her down, start fishing. Oh my goodness. And of course there's a boat back here. That's how it works. That's how it works right here. Nah, this lake, everything doesn't look the same though. It's all right. I'm gonna get my popper out. I'm gonna get my little popper out. We'll try that out here. We found a little reprieve from the oh, there's a bite. There he is, got him. How about that? Right away, made a little change, got a quick bite. No size, but we'll tell you what does look the same out here is all this grass. It is a jungle out here. It's real hard to know. There's another one. Holy cow. Real hard to know. Maybe we'll get on a good little evening topwater bite. That would be swell. Real hard to know where to go to catch fish. I mean, luckily this lake has tons of fish in it, so you can catch some just by doing what I'm doing, just kind of goofing off. But if you really want to catch big ones, you really got to study. You got to study what the right depth is, the right type of grass. Are they in the current? Are they out of the current? There's a lot to it. There's a lot to bass fishing as far as I'm concerned. My game plan has always been just to learn an area the best I can, wherever I'm fishing, and then just get really good at catching fish out of that area, finding the best places, or the juice, if you will. Oh, quite the change up from where we were. Actually have calm weather, calm water in here. We will take it. I can go back to rapid popping my little popper. Had a couple of quick bites, made me feel like it was just going to turn on, but oh, bad cast. Oh, it was a bad cast, but I got a good fish. Real good fish. Get up. Well, no, he's not. Oh, he got me in the grass. Oh, it came off. Oh well. He wasn't that big. He's like a 2.5. There's another one right in the same spot. What in the world? Oh, the problem is I gotta get him. Oh, that one came off too. Man, this grass is no joke. They get down in it, they're gone. All right, we'll make another cast right there. Maybe we can catch 3. Maybe we get 3 out of the same spot. Well, no. That first one kind of bailed me out. There's another one there. What in the world? Decent fish. All right, come on. Hey, that was the weirdest thing. 3 bites on topwater in the same spot. Lost 2, hooked all 3 of them and lost 2 of them. So we got to throw in there one more time. God, buddy. 4 hits right there. What is going on? What is this? That, I've never seen that. That is so strange. Just like a little school passing through there. That was 4 hits. All those fish were about the same size too. Weird. I didn't mind, but it was weird. I guess so. It was a little hot spot, wasn't it? I mean, that's really, really strange in this grass. It's just like one little place. I have no idea why those fish were, I mean, like, it's just a 5 hits in that place. 5 hits. That's wild, man. Heck yeah, I'll take it. That's good. That one's quite a bit smaller. I'm just curious, number one, what's there to hold them. I'm just curious why there's 5 of them just right in that one little bitty place. That first one kind of bailed me out because I was going to get grass on my bait. And then never would I have expected all those other ones to be there. I got to tighten up just a touch. We got to be able to. 2 of those fish went right down in that grass, and I couldn't do anything with them. I think it's called sago pondweed, some kind of a pondweed. There's another one. Good fish. Good fish. Get him up. Get him up. Good fish. Oh, wrong way. Hey now. Hey now. What do you think about that? We're gonna get a weight on this one. What do you think about that? All right. A little evening popper fishing right there now. Let's get a quick weight and we'll put her back. I think she'll go 3.5 to 4. Just for fun. Quick weight. 310. There she goes. I do pounds and ounces, so a little bit over 3.5. Why are these fish here? No idea. I'm gonna make a few more casts though. Another one. What in the world? I don't know that I've seen anything like this in a while. We'll just pull it in. He's got it all in his mouth. We'll get in there. Oh. Trying not to get a hook in my hand. Another nice one. This is wild, man. Oh, I knew he was about to do that. Don't jump. Don't. Just pull up in a little grass spot and just wear them out. That fish pulled me in a little too close, I think. That was wild. Whew. There may be a shad spawn going on, but I'm not seeing any evidence of it. Only shad I see spawning is this popper skipping across the top. That's wild, man. That's just like a little. Might be right. I think I see a little. I don't know if that's going to work out. Give it a couple of quick pops. We're going to get right in the grass for that one. Try that cat. Oh, I keep drifting off. But that's fun. That was some fun, quick action right there. Unexpected. We'll take it. I'm gonna throw it right back in there now that I've given it a second to rest. That's wild, man. That is wild. Catching the little guys now, but just sheer number in one little spot. That's a weird thing to me. I've not done that. Just on the edge of a mat. There's another little guy. They're getting smaller. They're getting smaller, but we're still getting bites. Throw it back in that little pocket right there. This is such a fun bait to fish. I fish it real fast. It's a little custom pop bar. I've got it shaved down to where I can kind of skip it through the water real quick and they like to come up and blast it. I mean, you can catch them moving it slow too, but I like to really make it move erratic and just spit. Make a few casts out here in the middle where there's some little bit of depth. We'll just keep hitting this edge. Just a little spot where they're ganging up there. One of those places you could probably wait an hour and go back and maybe may never catch a fish there again, or it may regenerate this evening a little bit after a little while. I'm going to shoot across here in just a minute and try that other side. We're just in between these islands, just ooh, I am sweating. Catching a bunch of fish will do that to a fella. And it's like 90 degrees out here. Heck yeah. They were fired up. I'm kind of moved away from them now. I'm gonna work around and then I'll come back and see if they reload. At least I know that if they're in there, they will come up and hit this bait. That's just one of those things, like, I got some, yeah, sometimes you fish all day and you don't get very many bites and you're always questioning yourself. I'm gonna make a couple of casts right out here across this thing. A lot of good grass right out in the middle here. Caught a good one out here, right over there yesterday morning. And I've been using that bigger one today. I'm all up in this grass. I got to push myself out. Oh, there he was. There. Oh, I missed it. I stopped it for a second. He came back. Still getting some bites. And I got some grass on there. Oh no, I didn't. I got my front hook on the line. A good looking little lane right there. It's way back into the back of that pocket. That's how it goes sometimes. You just get a little hot area, catch a few fish, and then you go around, and then you can't get any more bites. Come on, turn. This foot pedal on this thing's about to drive me nuts. All right, we're gonna try this other side. It's got a little bit of wind blowing on it. There's a whole bunch of grass right out here in the middle of this thing. Maybe we get up in that pond weed a little bit better, and maybe there'll be another little spot like that in there. I doubt it, because I don't have that kind of luck, but Hope springs eternal. We'll go over here and we'll hit these edges. A little bit weird to me is those fish are right in that calm area. They wasn't even any kind of breeze. They're just in there, just chilling. I always feel like a little bit of breeze helps, but They didn't need it, I guess. Birds are making a racket, aren't they? This thing looks stupid, but oh yeah? Get some biggies up there? Well, getting all sizes, small and smaller. This is quite the contrast from where we were a little while ago. Not bad. I'm gonna try to get me a 4 now. Actually, I want one about 6. Ooh. I'm gonna put my other hat on now that the sun's starting to go down. Take this buff off because all this stuff is hot. I'll put my adventure hat on. Oh man. Oh yeah, now we're adventuring. Now that I'm not worried about it blowing away. It's still pretty breezy out there. We just found this nice little calm spot. If we can find us a calm 5er, that'd be nice. we're right across from where our school of fish was. Our school of fish in a hole in the grass. That one might have been decent. Well, if he can get it. I got him. I got him. Decent, decent. I don't know if y'all saw that. That fish swirled on that thing like 3 times before it got it. It looks like it's another about. I don't think he's quite as big as that one, 3.5. Oh, come here. All right, come here. Hey, all right. Since we got our scales out, we'll get a quick weight on that one. We'll get her back. Yeah, there we go. I'll say that one's about 3.8 exactly, 3.5. There she goes. All right. I think I'm getting the hang of this. Seem to be in the shade is where they're at. Go back over there where we had our bites earlier. Well, that's not the spot, but it's nearby. Hey, that's a pretty good little evening though. I was debating just staying in and staying in the AC and just vegging out for the evening. I'm glad I came out. Pretty cool that fish came back and came back for the second round too. I like that when they do that. Ooh, I gotta retie. I've been thinking about bumping up to 20 when I come down here. I'm only using 17 on this little bitty bait. I'm not sure how if it'll move different with 20 or not. I'm definitely when I get ready to re-spool that big one, that big popper, I'm gonna put a 20 on it for sure. I just want to be able to. Oh goodness, did we mess up? Nah, I think we're okay. Like this is some hairy stuff. I don't really like to use braid on a popper or any bait really with treble hooks. So the only other thing you can do with these is monofilament. If you try to use fluorocarbon, it's not going to work right. Alright. I'm gonna turn back. Oh, what did I do? I hit something. I'll turn back around and make some casts at our little spot where we caught them a minute ago. We'll call all those numbers. And then I'm gonna go to a little place out here. It's a little bit more in the open. Where there's some more of this type of grass. We're just gonna keep fishing around. We'll see what we come up with. That's where those fish were earlier, right in there. There's another one. Still there. Where'd my bait go? That's wild, man. Just hanging out in one little area right there. Oop. Oh, I missed where. That's wild. A couple little slow pops, see if they want that. No bites on the slow popping, but we got a little bit of well, that may be done. Well, not done, but all right. Voila. Let me just try to grab them like this. This is how I normally get hooks in my hand when I don't have a hold of the lip. One of my buddies is like, why are you always trying to lip them? When I lip them, I don't get hooks in my hand. When I try to grab the fish by themselves is when I get hooked. Ooh, I got slime on my hand. That's wild, man. That is wild. I don't even know how that fish got that. That bait is all crossways in that fish's mouth. Went in head first. She got it. There we go. thing just looks, it doesn't act like a normal popeye. It just kind of, that fish bailed me out. I got hung in the grass and it just kind of was sitting there, and got it. Oh goodness, is he still on? He's still on. Decent. Another decent one. Hey, oh shoot. I don't like doing that. All right, come here. I just want to know what all those fish are doing down there. All right, just open your mouth. I'll grab you. Another decent one. All right. Look at that belly. Just chunked out. Nice one. I've never seen anything like this, man. I've never seen anything like this. Just putting on a little grass clinic by mistake. Whatever's going on there, they are fired up in there. How is he hooked? There we go. And we got one out. There we go. Another little guy. Good evening action right here. I'll throw it right back in the same spot. Got another one. Got another nice little bass. This is getting silly. Oh, he got me. Oh, he got me. Son of a gun. Okay, now what am I gonna do? He got me. That's not good. We got all kinds of problems with this. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna get the fish off and then get me off. That's that's not what you want right there. That is not what you want. So my protocol for this is I take the hook off. First I see if it'll slide out. Oh, it did. It slid out on its own. Thank goodness. Okay, back at it. I'm gonna dip it around in the water a little bit and I say, all right, I'll be okay. Oh, there's another one on it. I've never caught that many fish just in a nothing grass spot like this. We just would. It's just wild how there's no evidence as to what's down there to keep them. I can't tell from there. I can't tell. Look anywhere else and see why they're there and not there or there. And I'm casting other places. and not getting any bites. But I did notice I got to kind of oh well. That's a neat deal right there. Ooh. You know, if you use I changed the hooks of these things to like a standard wire Gamakatsu extra wide gap treble short shank, and I find that they come out of the finger a lot easier than some other ones do. They got that shorter barb on them, so doesn't hurt quite as bad. Still hurts. All right, let's fish on around here, see if we can get something of some size. Those are fun, and I have really enjoyed this. I hope y'all have enjoyed watching it. I'm sure those herons up there in that tree are ticked off if they didn't get to eat some of those fish. All right. Ooh. All right, the sun's going down on us. It's about, if you're keeping the time, it's about 8:40 Eastern. All right. I think the natural thing to do next will be to go into that next island and work through there and see if we can do the same thing over there. I'm gonna work my way out a little bit and just see if we get any more. Man, that was a little bit of a surprise. I don't know how many fish we caught there, but it was a bunch. And lost a few too. I mean, I had a couple of good ones on that just got off. Yeah, we do have a nice sunset there, don't we? And a nice sunrise too. That sun was like bright red this morning, like orange. Orange and red, kind of like it is now, but just you could see it coming up. It looked like Bill Dance coming on TV. Oh. Some grass. baby got off. Alright, I'm gonna crank up, ease us over to this little spot where there's some of this grass, just kind of a little high spot in the grass over here. Go give that a shot. And then we'll go try in between these islands on the other side here, and then it'll probably be about time to go. It's been a day. It has been a day. Give it a shot for a minute, but I don't think it's going to work out. Looks like we got a lot of crap on the water out here. It will be okay. Most of it's a little bit further away. I think I would. My gut's telling me I need to go that bigger bait. Yeah, that's grass is clear. But after all the fish we caught on the other one, I'm hesitant. And I have hooked one out here one time that was of repute. And by of repute, I mean 7 or 8 pounds on this little guy. Man, this stuff is out here everywhere. It may have been our little bit of excitement for the evening, and if it is, that's okay. Nope, it wasn't all of it. Oh, we got him underneath the mouth. In lieu of me sticking a hook in my hand, I'm just gonna there's one, and there, oh, there's two. All right, another bite. We're getting them now. Oh yeah, you're right about that. I don't give up. I'll fish until it's I'll fish until I can't see or I can't stand. An osprey running around here. Oh, there's a little something. I don't think it's any size. Yeah, it's not helping me. There's a little bar out here that's got a bunch of grass on it. Usually you can catch a couple of fish. I can kind of see where it is because there's some grass starting to top out a little bit. I can fish around the edges. Oh, that's right in the grass. I drill a... Oh, I broke a hook off. I gotta fix that. I don't mess with that. Oh yeah, this heat's brutal. I think it's at 92, 93. When I was I came off the water about 1 o'clock. Well, 1 o'clock Alabama time, so 2 o'clock Eastern. And then I went to the room, took a 2-hour nap, got up, took a shower, oops, got a Got a bite to eat. Came back out here and put in. I was back in the water about 5:30ish. Oh, there, I got one left. I don't know how I broke that hook. Must have been when I flipped that little bass off. Ooh. All right. I pretty much refuse to fish with a treble hook missing a hook. I feel like it does something. I feel like it just does something to the balance of the way that you hook fish. All right, let's go over here to where I've been talking about trying. I got crap wrapped all around my prop that I need to get off. It's not working right. Ooh, got up in there. Hell in the world. That's not good. Okay. Still working, but I might have to. I feel like I've got some of that stuff around my shaft. Put my phone in the box here while we run. We're not running fast. We've probably got 30 minutes left. At best, we got 30 minutes left. Ooh. It's close enough. There we go. Throw in these little pockets in between this stuff and keep the boat moving. Just too bad that little evening feeding window isn't just a little bit bigger, where you have just another hour or so when you hit that special time in the evening where they just really turn on to these things. And in the morning too. Sometimes you get it in the morning. Sometimes you get sometimes you get some cloud cover and it'll extend it, but it doesn't happen when it gets dark. I am a notoriously awful night fisherman. And I wouldn't even try to night fish around this kind of stuff. That would just be way too frustrating for me. Well, I need to put my light up before Don yells at me. Y'all will be happy to know that I have constructed a little box with a fan on it for my, where's my thing? Okay, there it is. Box with a fan on it for my, to keep my GoPro from overheating, and it seems to be working. All right, there's that. And we'll get the other light out. Now we won't get yelled at. All right. All right. We're cruising on up. We're gonna get on up here where I feel like we got a better shot. While still making a few half-hearted casts along the way. Frogs are turning on. See a little bait activity in here. But this is where everybody runs through, so there's also some nice prop ruts. That side right there looks pretty solid. If we don't catch another fish, we had a really good evening. on here. Yeah. Ooh. There's all the dumb ones. Guess I left them all in that other pocket. There ought to be some right out in here somewhere. Fishing down the backside of this little grass line. I just feel like there ought to be something on the backside of this grass line. Looks really, really good. It's got some depth in the middle. It's had wind blowing through it all evening. Ought to be some bait pushing through there at some point. Come on, here we go. Don't need that thing. We've got a little pinch point here. We've got some good depth. Oh, one just showed himself. But did he bite my thing? No. Probably because it got grass on it. try it on this side. I think it's about time though. We'll work for a few more minutes and then I gotta hit the road. I gotta get all my stuff packed up. Well, we fished ourselves right out of the zone. We were in a little spot that was full of fish. And we got right out of it. Alright, I'm gonna put some rods away. Good evening. I mean, couldn't ask for anything more, I don't think. Had some good topwater bites. I mean, we had to earn it though. We had to go through some tough times before we got there. What is going on here? What is going on here? Okay. There we go. Definitely had to earn it today. I would say that no quarter was given on the old. The wind kicked my butt. The amount of jet skis kicked my butt a little bit. I mean, not jet skis, but just ski boats and stuff like that. It was a good day. I mean, the water temperature's in the, what are we at, 87. You know, you don't hear of a whole lot of people doing that, fishing top water in the middle of the day, or, you know, middle of the day, mid-evening, with an 87. I'll just put that in the truck. This one's going in the truck. So, something a little bit different. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. That was a good time. Anyway, I really appreciate everybody stopping in and taking a look at what I'm doing. I always appreciate it. And if you like it, subscribe. If you don't, that's okay. Subscribe anyway. All right, everything up front. I want to do as little as I have to do when I get this thing on the trailer. Hey, what's up, T. White? I'm just seeing your message. Yeah, it is a great night to be out on the water. It's really, I mean, it's pleasant now. It was, I think when I put in it was 92 or 93 degrees. Anybody's interested, I'm getting up in the morning. Go fish. I gotta head back to Chattanooga, but I'm gonna stop off at Goose Pond. I'm gonna fish there until I get tired of it, or in that area. And then I'm heading back to Chattanooga. So hey Don, if you go over there and there's some good grass around, man, give that thing a shot. The only thing I'll caution you on is the ones straight out of the box. They're not right. You can't really spit. I mean, they'll still catch fish, but they can't really spit them the way I'm doing and fish it real fast, because that cup on them makes them bloop, and it grabs hard and it kind of pulls them down. So if you try it and you don't like it and you want to tinker a little bit, just take some sandpaper and sand that lower lip down, and I mean sand it way down. And then the other thing that's kind of a little deal with that is the line tie. You can, for whatever reason, if you're where you tie your line, if that knot goes above halfway, if it goes up above halfway, it's not going to work right either. So I actually have a bunch of old knots on mine to make sure that my line never slips up, and it keeps my line down in the water so that it spits the way I want it to spit. It's kind of a weird little thing, but if you, like I say, if you want to do a little tinkering, give it a shot. One day I may show one of mine. For now, I might keep it a secret for a little. I mean, it's not really a secret. It's an old, if you look at, if you do some real research on Zell Rolling, you can find it. But, hey, thanks, Almoner. I appreciate the subscription. But, you know, give that, and I also, I put short shank extra wide gap hooks on mine. I tie mallard flank instead of whatever it is that comes on them. I just think it makes it look a little bit better, and it definitely hooks fish better. It'll hook you better. It's good stuff. All right, I'm going to the boat dock, folks. I appreciate everybody coming by. Y'all have a good night.